Alrighty, fellers and non-fellers, Jet Scott here with Scott Speech Up, and today we're going to be a bunch of grown men playing with blocks. And if you don't know what that means, you're probably not familiar with the old internet meme, because, yeah, we like engines here, if you guys don't know. That engine we are working on still, trying to get that one done. But anyways, being a Mopar guy, everybody's got their favorite engine, and to me, twin plug Pro Stock Hemi was what got me some recognition on the old internet from a video clip of my Pro Stock engine running. Throw that in right here, actually. With that nice little intermission right there, that is the remnants of the engine. And unfortunately there was a lot of bad blood and transpiring. There was a bad deal, mainly with the guy I ended up selling the engine to. He was kind of a not so well educated guy who thought he was going to do things with that tried to tell him not to do things with, and blah 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 blah, bad dealing. Ended up buying it back from the guy, and ended up it actually had some hidden damage that we didn't even know about. But that's all in another video. If you guys are curious about what happened to it and all that stuff, and you want to watch actually us putting that thing together and making it run, which is all leading up to this point, there's a whole playlist for that. But right now the main goal here is Dad and I are going to have fun. Well, I'm mostly going to have fun, because we're going to undress this Hemi, because this is a mock-up for a completely another Hemi I have been dreaming about doing. Yeah, I'm that guy. I got a broken guy there, broken Hemi block, 426, and then I've got a brand new one that I worked my butt off in on my 30th birthday last year, right before our, well, actually 2 years ago. Oh man, I'm getting old. I'm already losing track of years. On my 30th birthday, basically 2 years ago, that guy showed up from Bill Mitchell Products and a brand new aluminum Hemi block, and I've just been sitting on it for years. And this year actually got hooked up with the great folks at Edelbrock, which that was another deal they hooked me up with, was that intake and then one of their VRS carburetors. I mean, they're not freebies. I don't get freebie stuff, but I do get a heck of a deal, and I do thank Edelbrock for that. Also, they did hook me up with a set of Victor Jr. Hemi heads for my Hemi project, because these are actually the heads I really wanted for it. I really love my old school 433 twin plug Hemi heads there, which I'll show you some more on those later. Those are real, like 1970, 71, 72 Pro Stock Hemi era Bob Mullen twin plug water heads. Those are D4A designation cylinder heads. Go do some research. There's D5s, D3s, D2s. There's a whole bunch of stuff about Chrysler racing history to be learned about that. And the D4A is basically a stock Hemi head cast in aluminum with revised ports and twin plugs on it. So that's basically all it is. And Edelbrock has a really sweet head. We bought a set of those for Dad's Hemi years ago, and my dream is to probably get these things drilled for a secondary spark plug, because I've got some dreams and aspirations, and one of my mentors and best friends, Tom, is going to potentially be hooking me up with another twin distributor setup. So if we could make this guy run on twin distributors and still have the old Pro Stock motor set up like that, once we get that one fixed, this would be great, because I got big plans for a car for that one to go in, and I just want to hear that one cackle one more time. So are you guys ready? let's get this guy on a stand so that way someday Dad and I can get to work on welding up that block, and we'll show you all that. And at the same time, we'll be digging out the Bill Mitchell.
Said Hemi going to end up doing?
It's going to be where Anna's trunk is. That's one thing I like about my tunnel ramp setups.
Yeah.
Of course I tighten it now and then. Oh, fuck. Oh yeah, and these are real gold anodized right here. Yep. Pretty bastards. There's just something about a Hemi with just its rocker arms exposed. It's like mechanical porn to me.
Little chain.
Lock-up distributor anyways. Probably fooled a lot of people thinking this was real. It is. But it's actually, everybody told me I was wasting my time with this dude. This is actually how I'm going to be fixing Roseman's real Excel distributor, more or less. Who would have ever thought this thing would ignite such a, thing nowadays? I'm not just saying just Andrew, it's just everybody.
Well, the way it's been all over.
It's just us. It's you and me and Tom, basically, is the way I look at it. Tom gave us kind of the inspiration, the reason to do it. Yeah, well, that's what I always tell people is we only ever, when we were starting out, we only ever, I never even thought I'd have a Hemi, let alone be working on one.
Walking through the cat man, fucking shop.
Here we are now, though, dude. Well, this guy's busted, but it's a real piece of history. Basically every old race Hemi's busted in some way. With the Rammstein playing in the background, that'll surely get me demonetized all around the world. Now, okay. All right, now the pro stock can hit the ground.
Nice.
I don't know if I even got. I'm not even in frame. It's just my crotch.
Nice.
Yeah. Oh yeah, there you go, Dad. I just turned the camera back on. Yeah, for everybody who was probably missing everything but just had a whole bunch of crotch shot. Basically, the old Pro Stock engine is back on the stand, and the Rammstein's playing. So now this guy's gonna head to its new home, which is basically just gonna be sitting over there. And wow, look at that thing kind of start to droop. You know, I forgot that I was actually filming a review video on the Iron Ton stand. And I guess for everybody who was curious how the Iron Ton stand holds up with a 426 Hemi, it does start to droop pretty bad. And there's no crankshaft or pistons or intake.
You want to put block here?
Probably. Yeah, that's kind of disappointing, actually.
That's a lot of stuff, though.
Well, I mean, that's just a bare iron block that's been shaved. That's got 50 less pounds on it than a normal cast iron Hemi block.
Well, they don't droop to half-inch. Look, see, I'm already picking the stand up.
But I mean, look at this cheapo Harbor Freighter holding a completely assembled 383 with dual quads, and it's just barely tipping down. And that's one of the old Harbor Freighters, let alone the brand new Harbor Freight Pittsburgher that's holding a 354 Hemi on it, and it ain't doing crap. So for the review video on the Iron Ton stand. All right, so back to the actual Hemi thing. Yeah, Iron Ton stand, basically, it's not a great stand.
Can you tell where it flexes? See if you can come out here on the front. Push down really easy.
Yeah, it's got some, but it's
Who's
not that
flexing
bad. I don't know.
in that motor plate.
I think so. It's not a very thick plate. I mean, it looks thick, but it might also be in this tube as well. Oh, yeah. I think that's what, oh yeah, you can see it in the tube. It's, the play is actually,
That new Harbor Freighter solid shaft there.
yeah, the new Harbor Freight ones, this is a solid shaft, but what I just realized is, if you look here, there's a gap down here, and this is just tolerance. I mean, you can't have these two things be a perfect fit, but that's where the droop is, yeah, as Dad jacks that up, we're gonna probably see, yeah, you're gonna see that gap open up, and probably this, yeah, all the weight's kinda, yep. So yeah, it's just on basically the clearance between this tube and this tube, between the inner and outer diameters of those, so, well, it's not like the stand is probably flexing that bad. I doubt that backbone's gonna flex, but who knows? Anyways, it's still not as good as that Harbor Freighter, so that's just what I got to say. Dad?
I concur.
Cool. So,
Oh damn.
back to playing with Hemis. Alright, so now the basic goal is to get super cool manly Hemi into this corner where the not so cool 413 was, because we decided not to mess with it. So the first step here is kicking my girlfriend's trunk out of this corner that I've been letting her borrow because she's been redoing the interior of this trunk. But Anna, I love you, but my Hemi's coming back to live here. I told you that. It's happening now. So I don't know where your trunk's going, but you can keep your furniture, Dolly, too, that I'm letting you borrow too. I can hear my mom, and Dad's already said it. Poor Anna, and I bet you the people in the comment section, poor Anna. Well, I first set up her trunks right here, so that way it would be the warmest space in the shelf. So I was trying to think. Now her trunk is making it where I can't get out because of the clutter here. All my commenters started calling me the king of clutter, and I don't want to make them liars. You know, Dad? I'm just trying to tease everybody. And some people are going to think I'm being serious and complaining, and I'm just messing around. I have been listening to my doctor's recommendations on, you know, the weight limit thing, but they never tell you anything about, like, what's your rolling weight limit? Like, he told me I can't pick up more than 10 pounds because of my incentives. But they never tell you shit like, well, what if I gotta push this engine around? Like, what does that mean? This engine weighs more than 10 pounds.
500-pound Hemi.
Oh. Oh, this is gonna be magical. I didn't even clean this area up yet. Oh, this is actually where I just threw everything earlier. This is not well thought out. No, you move this box. I didn't put that box there.
Well, I had to get the crane in.
But you had to move it to the side where I was moving the engine to. Well, that's fair. I'm not really gonna bitch because I probably would have done the same thing. Of course, I thought it was me who did that anyways. And if anybody out there is actually enjoying this kind of video, let me know, because I don't know how much I'm gonna edit and how much commentary you're actually gonna be able to hear between Dad and I.
See, if we would have had our A-frame,
Our A-frame?
or this was the other shop.
Oop, sorry. Oh, the A-frame for picking up stuff.
Yeah.
New camera angle. All right. You're in shot, actually, Dad. That's kind of amazing. What are the odds this thing's going to fit in this hole?
Slim to none.
What? Yeah, little face. Well, Well, if I ram it in here, just gonna wait for Dad to get done.
All right.
So my comment here is if I go at ramming speed, it'll be fine.
Who's that?
And you said it wouldn't fit.
Where's your camera at?
Right there.
Fits.
It fits
Kinda
great.
Kind of hidden.
Well, it won't be hidden. I mean,
You almost think you would have swapped these two around.
the 383? Yeah, I
Of course,
kind
the
of.
383 is pretty cool too. So.
Well, I mean, you got to look harder to find. Well, once the valve covers are back on the Hemi, you know.
It's going to be a mass of awesomeness.
Well, I think.
Trademark mass of awesomeness.
Well, we still got another one to dig out, Dad, because that little cart's lonely now, and I can't leave that little cart all by itself with nothing on it.
We're going to bring baby Hemi in?
No, no, we're gonna get the bill mixer.
Oh, the baby.
Look at that. Now those are on there. Now here is one of my thoughts, is to get this thing that we never really finished the video on, it never really mattered, but ooga booga. Oh, I left the damn Indy Valley tray on it. I gotta take that off. And I can't remember which side is front and which one's back. I'm pretty sure I'm putting it on backwards.
There's the fuel line. Probably. That all come out the front?
Hard to say.
I would think it'd be in the front.
It fits just like any Hillborn intake would.
The awesomeness.
So, yeah, I'll put that together. Do I get the chrome dual pluggers out though? You know I have the gold bells from Roseman too, right? So, funny story. Everybody who's watching. So actually, while I was friends with Tom and still learning about him, and for people who don't know, Tom is he's not quite as awesome as Dad, but he's pretty damn close. He's Dad's age, basically. Tom is basically my Hemi guru. He's the guy who's always been by my side telling me, sure you can.
He's wiser than me.
And he's a damn good friend. And, well, one of the things I saw was at McCacken a number of years ago was a 68 Hemi Charger called Wildfire, and it was old drag car. And on it was a set of gold Mopar twin plug valve covers, and it had an 8-stack Hillborn injected Hemi in it that had gold bells on it. And when I saw that photo, I fell in love, saved it on my computer, and guess who owned all that stuff? Because guess who owns those gold valve covers, and guess who also owns, well, we had that intake, and then it belonged to a famous racer. Tom wanted it back after I documented it, so gave him the intake, but he left me the gold bells, which are still in the house. And then Dad and I'm not even sure why, but we decided to pay retail on this bad boy, but we have it now. And we got history on it. It was out of a St. Louis on a 500-inch methanol breathing Hemi. Built by, I gotta find the paperwork again, but some racing shop that Roseman knew, but
Where's your cigarette at?
I have no idea. I was just telling history, so it's kind of neat. For anybody who's curious why that stuff matters to me, that's why.
Oh, we never built a blower motor. Now we never built a get alcohol injection molding. Maybe we will.
Maybe we will. But probably we will.
Right.
So what's that old adage, Dad, you always say about flat surfaces?
Any flat surface makes a bench.
And I'm just thinking that Anna's trunk that's now living here could be just a little bit cooler and a little bit faster. So everything's better with a tunnel ram, right? All right, so let's gauge the audience. Is the trunk better with the tunnel ram, or was it better before?
Yeah, I think we put a frame underneath that thing, a couple of wheels on it, we could drive it.
We have some wheels. We have Andrew's slicks, those Kragers in the other bay. We can put those on the back. We've got some skinnies.
We call it the trunk.
This is how we built the Cuda, Dad. You realize that, right? We just kind of started throwing stuff at it. All right, you better just cut that off before this gets way out of hand.
All right, bye-bye.